before we get started with episode 84 of Superstar Spotlight. We're on the road to 100 freaking episodes, my friend. I want to thank my great sponsors, the good homies. My boy Ian Ernie, who's out here making my intros, my outros, the Instagram reels, the Facebook shorts, all that good stuff. That's all Ian's work. He's the man. Hit up Ian, get a good video package made by the man himself. We also got the Skittle Squad. Shout out Lil Skittle, doing the damn thing in his Discord every Wednesday. We got an event coming up. We got Yardcore also coming up. Freaking in the weekend of June. Be there for King of the Yard. It'll be a crazy time. The only time you'll now see me out on the East Coast. I feel like I'm more Midwest bound nowadays. Skittle's the only one who's able to get me out coast to coast, you know. We also got Pookie Wrestlers outside the Canadian region. Shout out Pookie for doing some pretty cool designs just like this one right here. Beautiful Pookie-fied hot dog. It is in the sticker formation in the works. Coming soon. We also got the Bocce Boys. Shout out Hammer and the crew making all sorts of cool merch. Just like the flag right behind me. I got a couple of the Bocce shirts. They got koozies, shot glasses, 8x10s, stickers, all sorts of cool stuff over at thebocceboys.com. And last but not least, we got B-Dub Photos in the house. Shout out Becca Dub doing the coolest damn thing. Get a cool photographer and do a cool photographer thing. It's Jeff the Kit. This goddamn nails me right in the chest. He's very excited about tonight's guest here. We got the Manic of the Midwest, Maurice, here in the house. How are you, Maurice?
Doing amazing. I'm glad it's not just my cat interrupting. She's out here squeaking.
Oh, we're all about the four-legged furry creatures here on the podcast, but I feel like Jeff got me good there. Holy shit.
Oh my god.
But speaking of rough cuts, I wanted to talk about you recently did your first death match recently.
Yeah.
If I'm correct.
I would say it's technically my first official one because the last time myself and Doom wrestled, we had light tubes, but like I wouldn't consider it a death match. I'd consider it a hardcore match with light tubes. But like I think this one I think this one is full on. I mean, we had light tube boards, concrete blocks.
Yeah.
All kinds of fun.
I was going to say, you sent it over. I asked for it. I enjoyed it. Y'all used some crazy shit. That's out of Illinois. It's like underground Illinois, because usually when you think of Illinois, you think the Berwyn Eagles. You think GCW Talia Hall.
Yeah,
it was wherever. What was it? Springfield?
No, we were in Chicago. It was not. It was there's been these underground punk venues in the Chicago scene have started wanting to do wrestling, and it's been interesting because like obviously like punk, these underground venues are very word of mouth, and if you know, you know, and we always end up drawing people, especially Bricktown. Like is always like packed to the gills, but it's really cool, and I love Doom, and him and me, like I'll do anything for the guy, and he'll do anything for me. Case in point. But I
love it.
Definitely gunning for a third match. Everything is up in the air right now because the not was an experiment, and from what I heard, everybody's happy about it. So we just gotta wait and see if there'll be a new show.
Well, I also got to know then, following up to the deathmatch question, how did it feel after the match and the next day? Like, how did the effects feel?
Very itchy after after that drive home. I was itchy the whole ride, and like obviously after you do like a deathmatch, you can't skip a shower. So like there was the sweet relief of that hot water hitting me, but everything's fine. Thank goodness. Yeah, honestly, I do it again and again. But at the same time, though, I like to keep it special. Like, I don't want to become a full-time deathmatch wrestler. But like, if the storyline calls for it, or you know, if the right pieces fall together, great. Because you know, I don't want to say nay to stupid stuff.
Absolutely. Well, Maurice, I'm gonna the questions rolling here. I got to know. Well, we talked about the death match. Now I really got to know what made you want to become a professional wrestler as a whole, and any memory of your first ever wrestling match.
The first time it was like September of 2008, ECW on Sci-Fi, Tommy Dreamer and Jack Swagger, and saw that and became a wrestling fan. And then on, I wanted to become a wrestler like almost instantly. And but then like high school came, and I never did sports, I never did theater, and I was kind of like, nah, not realistic. No way I could be a wrestler. COVID happens, so I was like, well, you take for granted things you never thought would get taken away, and they were. So I was like, well, life is short, give it a shot. And doing that 5 years later, a little over 360 matches in 9 states and all the gooba fun stuff, we're here. Are still going at it, and I'm looking forward to how this year shapes out. So far, January's been a little weird. Shows canceling over Bears games and cold weather, so not too high to start.
Oh my god. It's been absolute. I know you and me are in the same, at least, region of the world where it's been fucking the highest has been 5 degrees with a lowest of -40. It's crazy up here.
Insane. Yeah, like it's like not really a hot start. Literally, it's not a hot start at all. Freezing.
No
freezing
pun intended. Yeah, but I also got to know you got Las Vegas coming up, Maurice.
Yes.
What's your plan for going out there and terrorizing all good Sin City?
NRW up in Wisconsin. The show just finished, and a guy named Hot Rod Daddy Andy was talking to me, and he's like, he's always wanted to do a Mania week just as I did, and he said, "Do you want to ride together?" And I was like, "Absolutely, I'd love to ride together." So we just said that. Right now, we're just looking at everything. At the very least, we're gonna make connections. We're gonna go help out. Funny enough, the GCW show at Berwyn, when I was you saw me cleaning in there. After the fact,
sir.
They're like, well, one of the guys was like, "You should come to Vegas and help," because like, you know what you're doing. And I was like, which, funny enough, I felt terrible because I felt I was pelting everybody with glass, but we were live, so like we had to get the stuff in between.
Oh yeah. And they don't do outside intermissions at the Berwyn Eagle. It is once you enter, you cannot leave that building.
Exactly.
Or else you got to repay for your ticket. And I don't think anyone wants to do that.
No. Especially sold out and everything. And so I just got it out, and I remember apologizing to everybody. Hey, I'm so sorry. And mind you, these are probably like regulars at GCW that work the staff, and they're probably like, so I'm like, all right. But they pretty much, the guy was like, "Yeah, you should come to Vegas and help out." I was like, "I'd love to," So at the very least, got that. Of course, I'd love to help out at Gay Brunch. I love to help out wherever, or whether it be a little Fed, getting a shot there, getting a shot here, whatever happens. The goal though is to finally just show up though, show face, make connections, and such.
Absolutely. I would say that's honestly the best thing you could do in a scenario like a Mania weekend in Las Vegas. Show face, hey, you may never know if a scramble opportunity comes up or a battle royale or this, that, and the other. You may never know.
Rumble, hey, we need a guy to get his ass kicked. Can you do it? Absolutely.
Yeah. I love it. And shout out GCW for recently inducting Dysfunction into the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Me and Maurice got to witness that and that banger match of Matt and Dis versus the Kogar Vandal 48. It was insane.
I think I lost him.
Yeah, the Iowa Wi-Fi. The Iowa Wi-Fi has struck again. It loves doing this.
Oh no. Yeah, you're saying
making sure I'm at least good. Okay.
Yeah, I can see you.
We're good.
Can you still see me?
Yes, yeah, we're good. I'm getting my backup Wi-Fi ready, but keep talking.
Perfect. So the thing about Dysfunction is he came up with Maurice. It was before I was Maurice, I was Moondog Murray. That was my first gimmick, and it helped get me reps. It helped get me, acclimated and everything. But deep down, I always knew, there's a million Moondogs on the Indies, and it's an old gimmick. So, like, obviously, I was going to have to move on. But I just didn't know how, so I just kept changing the look, and it got to the point where like the final look that I had before switching to Maurice full time, it didn't even look like a Moondog anymore. So anyway, hit up Dysfunction, who I met at this promotion called Fourth Wall in Milwaukee, and I met Disu there. I have Dis like, hey, I'm looking for some work up in the Milwaukee scene, and I'd love to come up. He said, sure, you know. He gave me the rundown. He goes, yeah, I'll use you. I'm like, perfect, okay, cool. And then a week of, he goes, hey, do you have a? He's like, do you got a suit? I was like, do you got this? You got this? You got this? Like he was like spamming. I was like, oh, okay. And he goes, you ever seen Big Bubba Rogers? You ever seen Big Daddy Cool Diesel? I was like, yeah, I've seen all that. He goes, I want you to do that. I want you to do that for, we'll put you with Bobby V and you'll be his bodyguard. And it just snowballed from there. I posted the picture of me in front of the banner as Maurice in the full suit. And it blew up on my personal Facebook. And that's when I knew. I was like, that's the gimmick. I was like, that's what I need. So it took a while to get everybody on board, but once they saw the proof of concept where I would go to other promotions that wanted to use it and such, and then once the people who were still hanging on and clinging on to the Moondog gimmick saw Maurice and were like, okay, that's good. So we'll use Maurice. And
hell yeah.
It's been off to the races since, and it's been fun playing with the gimmick. Like just from year one at 2024's Maurice versus now, it's totally different and still growing, and it's been fun. Like this promotion, I'm a badass. This promotion, I'm a goofball. This promotion, I'm a big goofball that's also a badass. You know, that it's been fun, and that's what's fun about the indies is you could just try stuff and see what works.
100%. And you talked about the Wisconsin scene, and when I first moved, I moved from New York to Iowa. I had to do my studying of who I'm going to be seeing on the regular basis. And Maurice, you were one of those names that flew under my radar.
Oh, wow.
When upon it was you, Chucky Bates, Jack Sirius, Kevon Lee. I feel, what's the fifth one? There was and CJ Cole.
Yeah.
All great talent. I made sure to keep an eye on y'all.
Oh,
and
thank you.
I especially wanted to get you guys on the podcast too. I've let everyone know that. I was like, once I moved, I was and Yeti too. Yeti Henderson, yes. Shout out him. I was stupidly hyped when I got to see it was him and Dis versus you and Bobby in that crazy hardcore match around Christmas time.
Oh God. That was horrifying.
Poor Bobby. Poor Bobby.
That was legit the scariest thing I've ever seen in a match. Like I was like literally a few feet away from him as he was burning, and I was like, So what had happened was, before the match, Bobby goes, "Hey, there's a door outside. Let's use that." And I remember we were like, "Well, it's been outside, frozen, right?" And he goes, "Well, I'll be fine. I'll be fine." So Bobby insisted, so we did, and they put the fluid on, they lit it, and I don't know if it was a case of like the ice was burning or something wasn't going right, and pretty much it was supposed to go out on impact and it didn't go out, so everybody just dogpiles on him. And I remember being ringside like scrambling. Well, actually in the moment I felt like I was just like frozen, but then when I watched the clip back, I see me kind of like doing something, like freaking out, like what do I do? They put him out. I'm like, oh my God. And then literally the drive home, about an hour and a half drive, and it was like I blinked and I was home. I was mortified. The next day, I texted Bobby and he goes, "I'm good, brother." I'm like, "All right, man." And then I think a day later he made a post saying, "I'm all good, guys." Yada yada yada. I'm like, "All right." The best part, Bobby just put out his new shirt, the Jim Cornette parody shirt.
Yes, I love Bobby so much for that one.
Fantastic shirt. So I pre-ordered it, and I was supposed to get it from him that day, and I figured it's like, okay, I'll get it from him after the show. Well, of course that happens. So fast forward to a month later, I say, "Hey, can I get that shirt from you?" He goes, "You didn't get that shirt from me last month?" I was like, "Well, you were on fire, so I figured it was not a good time to ask." And he goes, "Oh, bro, go get it." And then someone had his merch and didn't have it that month, so I'm supposed to get it next month. But
oh damn! Well, hopefully.
I didn't feel appropriate to ask or bother you about it. You had some issues,
Especially
man.
with your third and fourth degree burns on your shoulders.
Oh
Jesus.
my god.
Oh, that crazy Bobby V. I was gonna say, would describe the friendship between you two, honestly. The manager and the short and sweet.
It's been good. I appreciate Bobby. Been having a blast. Like a lot of the matches that we have are very character driven, and I think that's really helped being able to work on character. But like it's always nice when like I can work with like Zach Hendricks. Like there was a 6-way I think, and I got to run a quick little run spot with him, and like that was fun. Um, so like I know I got that still, but like it's been cool to work with guys like Yeti, where like you got to emphasize character. You know, working with Bobby, we emphasize the character. You know, and then working with Luke, who was at the time brand new, because that was like one of our first feuds was with Big Luke. He was like brand spanking new, so like he only knew so much, so we had to work to his strengths and keep and such. So like it was actually a very valuable learning experience, and I know it was because I was like, oh man, I really want to do good. I really want to do good. So I knew I was dreading it, meaning I was learning. So now
Well, hell yeah.
yeah, and that was something I learned when I was a kid. I was like, if you dread it, you're learning. It just it's hard work, and then once you get it finally, it becomes fun, and that's pretty much what it's becoming is a lot of more fun. And I look forward to ICW every month now.
Well, hell yeah. And I was gonna say, we're gonna backtrack real quick. Any memory of your first wrestling match?
It was against a guy who is now Crimson Beetle.
Oh,
He's out in the Chicago scene. He does like All Star Lucha and such.
I feel like he submitted a question. I'm gonna keep talking. I'm gonna double check that.
Knowing him, he did. I can't wait to see, I can only imagine the question. It was against him before he was Crimson Beetle. And it was up in, I started out at a place in Woodstock. It was a really closed off from the indies kind of place that I kind of had a feeling I knew, again, I just had this feeling like I knew I'm going to eventually have to leave there. Time came to leave and I left. So then I joined up with CSW for a couple years, and then currently right now I'm pretty much on my own and just training with Icepick with Vic Capri, and that's been
hell yeah.
Oh yeah, that's been fun. It's but definitely I can't always have to give love to Steve Boz, Axel Rico, Jason Hades at CSW Academy for really taking what I learned in the Woodstock area and kind of scrubbing it out and helping.
Hell yeah. And
helping.
I
Yeah.
just looked. Confirmed Crimson Beetle did submit a question. And here it is, Maurice. He wants to know, can I lick your bald head?
No, because FXB did that, and it was I felt like he'd left a loogie on my head because of how deep he licked it. I was like, oh my god.
And I was gonna say, you are recently a newly found member. This will bring me to this question. What is it like being a newly found member of the Bald World Order?
It's cold.
Yeah.
Chose a horrible time to lose my hair. We did a hair versus mask match at Galley, and I'm bald, so that should tell you who won. Yeah, just been rocking it. Just been rocking the look, and a couple ideas have been thrown my way about what to do with it, because like there's a lot of bald guys with beards in wrestling. So how can we make the bald look good? And I've had some people throw ideas like, oh, what if you bedazzled it or jeweled it up, or
I mean, you wore the big pink fuzzy hat. I
Yes.
enjoyed with seeing that.
there was that. A fan actually gave that to me. She bought it for me, and I was like, all right, I'll wear it tonight. And
Oh, that's so cool.
And the best thing is like, because it's shaved, right? It's like Velcro, so like the hat stays on unless you yank it off. So it was great when we built to. This was the match with where Bobby got caught fire. Yeti. People knew there were a couple of fans from Milwaukee who went down to see Galley and saw the match. So there was throughout the night. There's like looking to the side over at me to see if they could catch the head. And so I came out with a hat immediately. People were like, take off his hat. So by the time Yeti pulls it off, huge pop, bald.
Oh, yeah.
So excited to get the match back because like I had to see it. ICW's camera is just pretty much a handheld around it.
Yep.
And it's only one guy. And Chris is great, by the way. Awesome guy. CJ.
Oh, we love him.
CJ is fantastic. He always prompt with it, and that's why most of my highlight reels have ICW clips, because that's the footage I usually get back the quickest. CJ unfortunately was focused on Bobby and Dis, so you hear a pop in the background. It's like, no. Oh well,
Yeah.
it happens. He's only one guy. He can only do so much. But
Yeah.
I was like, all right, it is what it is.
Yeah, I was gonna say, literally, you can only do so much. But
Oh,
shout out ICW, they're always killing it.
Absolutely.
I always try to make my rounds when I can up there, because I love DeBar. That venue is fucking phenomenal.
It's hot. It's definitely like, especially when it's packed with people, it's like, this is so cool.
Oh yeah. And they got pizza next door and a very good vape shop down the street. So
very good pizza.
I get all my fixins right then and there, and I get to enjoy some wrestling. Sometimes I get to ring announce too. We love wrestling, God. They had me in there, and me and Dis were in the talks at the Christmas party. Hopefully sooner than later, we'll see me. I gotta get my ass back up there soon.
Absolutely.
I love it up there. But, Maurice, I also gotta know, we got so many questions still here on the board. What is your favorite hardcore weapon to use?
Ooh, probably... That's a great question. I've always been a chair guy. Definitely a steel chair guy. There's just...
Hell yeah.
And, recently learning, like, you can, like, annihilate that thing with so many different bumps,
So, yeah.
So it's been my favorite to be creative. Like, okay, how do I make a chair different? Because obviously you can do the whole ping and to the gut. Well, how do we make this chair? I was like, okay, just crush me onto it, or crush this guy onto it, like make it look gnarly, that kind of deal. So definitely classic chair guy.
Absolutely. I enjoy when they take the chair, fold it into specific, whether it be the arm or the leg, and they do the stomp. And they're selling the limb, and I was like, oh, that is wrestling right there. I enjoy that classic attack the limb with the chair move, because
absolutely,
it's just the visual appeal for it.
The Pillmanizer.
Absolutely. And we also got this question here, Maurice. What's on your wrestling bucket list?
Vegas, like that's a huge bucket. I've always, for years, like I said, I wanted to go. I just
Mania weekend's a big one.
That is definitely, just the cold feet, and I'm like, I can't do it. But now, like this year, it's like I have to do it. There's no choice, especially because next year, they're gonna be across the world. So, and a country, a country I don't think I can be in.
I don't think most of us can.
Yeah, so. Definitely, it's like I got to do it this year, or it's like it's one of those now or never type deals. That's been a big goal. Obviously, getting signed's a big goal, but other than that, like those are really the two off the top of my head.
All right, do you have a passport?
A what?
A passport?
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay. Maurice is international. Have you gone international yet? Not
yet. I'd love to. That's another goal. There's another bucket list. Get like Canada, Mexico, Japan, whichever. Europe.
It's so weird to think. I always say, I'm like, I'm internationally known. I went to Canada once. It was good. Canadians rule. If there's one thing I can say about everyone should go there at least once, because, you feel love up in the Canadian region. I was hanging out, and the promoter was like, we got Dewey the hot dog in the fucking building. I was like, oh, what the fuck? He's like, Dewey the hot dog, come on up here, cut a promo. Talk about how much you love being in Canada. I was like, let's do this. Totally off the top of my head. Swooned on some Canadian edibles, because some fan gave me some. They're great people up there. I love it.
That sounds amazing. Canadian weed sounds awesome.
I still cannot believe 10 milligrams hit me like an American fucking 100 milligram. It's so weird, but it was so beautiful at the same time. And as I was gonna say, is Maurice 420 friendly?
Absolutely. But like,
yes, sir.
It usually when I get home at night and it's time for bed, I'll smoke. I'm responsible-ish, So I'll tell you a story. Okay, so like obviously I've never done this since. some shows people partake in. They have a smoke before the show, and I was like, all
Of
right, fine.
course.
All right, I'll join in, whatever. And it was with my opponents too. Funny thing. So I was like, all right, I'll have some with. So it was a tag match. The cutoff was tag partner's on his shoulders. He's gonna fall back. I'm gonna tag the boot. I come in, chop block. So I'm on the so again had smoked some with them. So on the apron, here he comes. I tag his boot. I'm still on the apron staring at him. I'm like, huh, he's supposed to go down. Here they come again. Tag the boot twice. I'm like, why aren't they going down? And I'm like, oh, that's right. And I flew into the ring and did chop block. I was like, I was supposed to do that. So I've not since smoked before a match. I've not smoked, especially before a match. Not smoked before a match, not smoked before a show. And it was like, from now on, after the show, after the match, never again before. Because
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm still gonna ask this question to you, Maurice, because I've been enjoying, and this is the question for the 420 friendly guests.
Absolutely.
Who is your dream blunt rotation? You have up to 4 people to choose from. Can be anybody.
4 people. Rob Van Dam, Sabu, Van Dam, Sabu, Fonzie, and pretty much the ECW guys. Raven, probably. So like anybody from ECW or GCW, the coolest guy I've done one with was Juventud Guerrero.
I was gonna say mine was Too Cold.
Oh,
He's a fucking. I love Too Cold Scorpio. He's a crazy, crazy old bastard, but I love him to death.
One time, there was a guy named Tiny at POW and Southland and all that. So Tiny is 6'10", 6'11", and
he does not sound tiny at all.
No, not at all. So Tiny was telling me how like he was able to not he was on like 10 things of painkillers and was able to knock it down to 2 and just smoke. Since it was legalized in Illinois. So he's like, hey, you want some? Funny thing, his name's Tiny, sounds like Barney. Yeah, you want some? I'm like, yeah, sure. It was after my match. So I had some, and I forget, this is what he casually smokes. A 6'11", 300 something pound guy. So when I smoked his stuff, I go to get up, but I couldn't. I was stuck in the chair. I was like, oh. And then I realized whose stuff I smoked, and because like he's walking around, he's fine and everything.
Yeah,
his stuff's dosed for a guy his size, and like here I am 6 foot.
Oh yeah, just friggin' chair locked and tunnel vision. Oh man, I have been there.
The craziest sensation because I was like, all right, I'm gonna get up. Why can't I get up?
Yeah, I love it.
Oh,
well, I also we're gonna keep the questions rolling, Maurice. We talk. If you haven't seen any of the podcasts, we talk the wrestling, we talk cannabis sometimes, and now we get to talk about the food portion. Traveling all up and down the road, I gotta know, Maurice, what's your favorite on-the-road snack and beverage combo? What are some of your on-the-road necessities that you always have on you?
Oh, it's coffee. I finally got on the coffee train. Always got to have the biggest cup of coffee, and then I usually get a protein bar or some cheese and crackers. When I feel like I deserve it, I'll get I'll swing by McDonald's, get 20 nuggets, large fry, large Diet Coke, and everything. But some McDonald's have Coke Zero, and that's the best when they have, because I love Coke Zero. Like I stopped drinking regular pops and just switched to diets and 0-calorie ones, and it's been, thank God, because like,
oh yeah,
my younger sister still drinks regular pop, and like I see how much she goes through, and I'm like, I used to be like that. I'm so glad I switched to 0-calorie.
It's crazy. I don't drink sodas once. I can't do carbonated drinks. So
yeah,
this is my and a good old mountain water liquid death is my good old canned beverage.
I used to be a heavy drinker. I still drink here and there, but like I used to be a lot worse. Like I'm always drinking beer, always this that. I stopped for a good 8.5 months and wrote. What helped was I went through so many cases of Coke Zero because I was like craving Coke Zero, you know. Which
Oh yeah.
probably wasn't good either, but like I saw the difference in just body alone when I was like, wow, I'm not as like all that yeast and everything from the beer. Now it's like been able to control it, just have a thing here and there, and now it's like, do you want something? Nah, I'll just have a smoke. It's fine. That kind of
Yeah, hell yeah.
because it's like I feel better the next morning after a smoke than I do a drink. I mean, my God.
You get better sleep off of it too.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, Maurice, I also gotta know: are you Wisconsin or Illinois bound?
I'm based out of Rockford, Illinois.
Okay, so that means I don't have to ask that question anymore. That takes that question off. But I can ask this one: what is your perfect pizza?
It's the autistic brain, but pepperoni and sausage.
All right,
and stuffed crust.
Oh well, yeah, if accessible.
If accessible,
it's very freaking picky with the areas that carry it.
Absolutely.
And then we also have this one, Maurice. What is your favorite flavor of milkshake?
I like definitely chocolate. I would say chocolate.
Hell yeah, nothing beats a good old chocolate milkshake.
Absolutely.
I went to Sonic right before we did this recording, set all my food down on the table, dropped my milkshake.
Oh.
Luckily though, hold on though. Luckily, I wonder if I had nope, the cup's gone. The cup didn't break. So I still have this frozen cold milkshake in a bowl.
The soup.
Because I was like, yeah, literally, it is a goddamn, it's sweet soup. It's crazy.
Yeah. I guess if you consider frappes a milkshake, that I've been obsessed with the mocha ones from McDonald's.
It's a cold beverage.
Yes.
I'll count it.
It's delicious.
We also have a good fan submitted question right here. This fan wants to know who is on your pro wrestling Mount Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore. Mick Foley, Terry Funk, Randy Savage, Ric Flair.
Lots of good ones right there. Nothing beats the old Funkster and the Macho Man. Two of my personal favorites.
Absolutely.
I went to a convention and bought this dude was selling the Wrestle Buddies, and I was like, I never had I bought the Macho King one because he gave me a deal. He knew who I was, too. It was freaking weird, but it was also cool at the same time. He was like, I think I've seen you before. I was like, maybe you have. He goes, yeah, GCW. I was like, oh boy, he's seen me before. It's like, I'll cut you a deal. $80 for the Macho King. I was like, let's do it. You got yourself a goddamn deal. If only I had stickers.
Oh, be perfect.
It was I thought that was one of those cool full circle moments. I was like, man, in some way I've been traveling shows for 4 to 5 years, and some rando in Iowa, my new hometown, is like, yeah, I've seen you before. I was like, that's so cool and weird at the same time.
It's weird,
but we famous. Also got this one.
Yeah,
it's the weird lame claim to fame. Just like everybody though, everyone's got that cool like feeling, But I love this one, Maurice. What has been the most gratifying moment of your career so far?
Probably winning the POW heavyweight title. Back in back in 2023, that was my first ever championship. Was that belt, and that meant the world to me because, like, especially like, what's the word? Confidence. Confidence really has been kind of a new thing. Like when I became a wrestler, that's when my confidence started to grow. And around that time, I was still in that weird, kind of like, I don't know if I can do this. I can do it. I don't know if I can do this. I can do it. Well, when I won the title, I was like, that kind of showed that showed like, hey, we think you're worthy of this, not not a tag title, not the mid card title, the title for our
The
promotion.
title.
So I'm like, so that that really, it was gratifying. It said like you are working hard, you are being acknowledged, and that's, and I understand belts are, they're part of the show, they're the props, but like I just said, like these belts, like what they represent is like, hey, we want you to represent this division. We want you to, go and do it for us. So that in itself is like, that's our way of being told like, hey, we're doing good. Other than, well, if I'm working every weekend, that's a pretty good sign too. But like, being like, hey, we want you to be the champ. It's like, oh, okay, cool. That definitely that. Other than that, probably getting to do. I did a tryout for NWA Chicago in front of Billy Corgan. That and
Oh, hell yeah.
they I was told after the fact, they kind of saw me, and again, this was when I was Moondog. They kind of saw me and went, oh boy, here we go. And then after the fact, they're like, oh, okay. And I'm like, all right, put him on the Chicago shows. So I've been in the Chicago show since. Yeah, so I would say those would be the top two. Other than that, maybe I think the type three, definitely getting to wrestle in California.
Well,
Like,
hell yeah.
yeah, I'd say those. Like, that would be my top three: the Power title, NWA, and then California.
That's pretty cool. Where in California?
The first time was San Francisco. It was for the Folsom Street Fair for full queer, and then the next time was Azusa, which was for Alliance for All. And
hell yeah.
yeah, both times were great. I think San Francisco was more my scene because like I don't there's just a vibe. It could have just been the street fair too, because that was insane. But it was a cool thing to see. It was a cool thing to experience because like small town Illinois coming all the way out to San Francisco. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It was so crazy. I wanted to go there for an excursion. Like I had plotted out an idea. Like I'm going to go there for 3 months, train with Stoner U, and do Mania Week, and then come home. Well, around August, I had a big job change, and it just threw everything off financially. And then it was like it just wasn't feasible. And then on top of that, getting a boyfriend that I have to take care of him too.
Yeah.
So it's like, shoot. And honestly, to me, that would be my biggest blunder so far, was hyping it, and then having to be like, oh, it just is what it is. And I think that doing Vegas too, again, being able to go to Vegas is going to be the big like make good. In my heart and soul, it'll be the make good. Like, okay, you couldn't do California for the 3 months, but you still made it to Vegas.
Hell yeah. Hey, Vegas is just as good.
Yes.
Because they got a pretty crazy, like, I feel like if you like San Francisco, you'll like Las Vegas, maybe, type vibe.
Well, absolutely.
They also, I've never been, but I've heard they have a very good vibe over there.
Good. I'm excited to experience it.
And then we also have this question, Maurice. What are some of your favorite matches, hardcore matches, and death matches you've done so far?
I've done. My favorite match of all time is against Hans Carton. We worked up in Janesville for Janesville Wrestling Alliance. It was the main event. It was for the JWA title. And me and Hans wanted to go an hour. We wanted to wrestle for 60 minutes. And we plotted it out. And we did it. We only went 33. But the promoter, though, he said he wasn't really hard on the times. He was just like, if you guys want to go 60, you can go 60. It's fine. But just go out there and have a good main event. And after the fact, he said, you guys, the bell rang right at 10 p.m. He goes, he's like, that couldn't have been more perfect the way you guys timed it. I'm like, all right. Pretty much like we plotted everything out and it was flowing. But it got to the point, it's like, we can't stretch anything else out. We have to, we're flowing. And we had the crowd the whole time. And it was that was another good, like, I'm getting chills just thinking about it. But Janesville is one of those really hot, small towns that you never would have known. But, like, it's got a great crowd. And I loved it. I know footage of it exists. It's never been released. I hope that one day it sees the light of day, because to me, that was my best wrestling match, was against Hans Carton for that belt. And So proud of that match. So proud. That to me was probably the peak of Moondog, the Moondog character. And then
Hell yeah.
favorite hardcore match would probably be Rockford Damage Inc. It was 2022. It was my first. I'm trying to think if was it my first hardcore match. It might have been. It was a three-way. It was myself, Kazile, and Scott Spade. Funny enough, Tiny, who I mentioned earlier, was ringside. So me and Kazile had been feuding in Rockford. Rockford only ran like every 3 months, so like the feud stretched, and then the big payoff was this three-way. They added Scott Spade into the mix, and it was the first time I was getting color. So I wanted to make sure it was good. So I took 3 Advils and a whole bottle of beer.
Oh no!
Came time to do it. And I remember before, because I was like messing with him, he goes, "You want to know how it feels? You want to know how it feels?" I said, "No, leave me alone." Get to the ring, get to the part where it was time. He pulls out the fork, yeah, jabs it. And then while he's like this, I had the thing like this. And what I thought was
poke and twist.
What I thought was the hairline is down here. I still got the scars somewhere. And I just remember doing it and I didn't feel a thing. And then I like dug in and all of a sudden it started coming down. So literally how it felt was like if you took your fingernail and just scratched your head, that's how it felt with all the adrenaline and everything. But just remember, and all of a sudden it came, and it's on YouTube, by the way. Like search up Rockford Street Fight. And I remember the whole crowd was like, holy shit. And everybody was like, because like the ref, Chris Hedford, I'm always going to shout him out because you good. It got to the point where I felt bad. I was just like, yeah, I'm good, man. Relax. I'm like, what's the problem? Not knowing a whole backstage is freaking out. It's a sellout at the monitor. The ref is in a panic. Tiny is ringside going, oh my, I think he had sunglasses on because he was probably like wide-eyed. So then Scott Spade had to keep running back to get his weapons. He had like a bed of nails and a barbed wire board, and he's just like, oh my god, he's coming. He's like running the way. This is going bad, guys. He runs to the back. And what's crazy is though I was so calm because Hedford had me so calm, just everything. And then like I wasn't worried. Okay, what's the next? Oh fuck, what's the next side? What's the next spot? I wasn't worried about it. I was like, okay, I know it's this, and I'm waiting. And like, okay, it's my turn. I got back in, and by the end, it was a big standing O from everybody. And like I lost, but this is one of those. This match was a huge learning experience for many reasons. Even when I lost, all anybody remembered was me. And because, the bloodbath. Scott got color. Scott used create like bed of nails and like the all that stuff. Kazile won, but what everybody took away from that was, holy shit, the fact that Moondog, still standing and was able to finish the match. And sell merch after the fact. Because damn it, I was making money. And boy, that whole crowd was afraid to go near me. I remember Hornswoggle was there and he goes, hey, you're bleeding on the table. Can you please just step a few inches to the right? I'm like, all right, sorry. And then, so that it taught me that like sometimes even in losing, you can still get over. Another thing was when I sent it to Jason Hades to critique, he really broke it down. He said, this match structurally doesn't make sense. I was like, how so? He's like, you had the barbed wire board, you had the bed of nails in the middle, and the finish was you going through a door. And I was like, oh, okay. And at the time I was like, oh, okay, I get you. Now putting it to like after that, watching a hardcore match with like like someone like a Terry Funk or a Raven, going back watching those, I'm like, oh, and then watching Money in the Bank matches and seeing the levels, it's like slowly rising the crazy spots. I'm like, this is the craziest spot, so this is the last one. This is the crazy spot, but it's not crazy crazy. Here's where we start.
Yep.
And that's when it clicked. I was like, oh. And then that's what made me click for death matches in general, because back then I just like death matches because, oh, it's fun, it's crazy. Now I'm watching, I'm like, wow, these guys, like, because, like, of course, we hear it all the time that, oh, they can't work. Yeah. Well, they can actually, and they're good, and there's some who are really good storytellers.
Yes, sir.
And that, seeing that, I was like, gotcha. I'm like, I get it now. And I'm watching them at like Oren Veidt at work, or Neil Diamond Cutter at work, and Dr. Redacted. I'm like, wow. Like, blown away, and I huge new appreciation. And that in itself is why I'll forever love that match. And then, of course, I've only had one death match, so my favorite's gonna have to be the recent one with Doom.
Well, I'm hoping we get more Deathmatch Maurice in 2026. My fingers are crossed for you, my friend. I'd love to see it.
Absolutely.
Well, we also got this question here, Maurice. Any cool interests outside of pro wrestling?
I love video games. Like, I stream on Twitch, Shell Shock Network. I've been playing Fortnite. I'm gonna start playing Silent Hill F because boyfriend got me Silent Hill F, but the deal was I have to play with him first. So I played with him first. Now I gotta go back and play it on stream, and such. I've been playing Fortnite. That I've been going back to play the old Star Wars Battlefront games. I've been playing the Galactic Conquest on that, which has been just a big nostalgia trip and fun, just fun as hell. I love that game. That game was one of my favorites as a kid. And other than that, like, I've been picking up like a lot of the graphics you see. I mean, they're made by me. I use Canva, and it's been fun to just kind of make them. And I feel like I've been improving the more I've been doing it. It's just like, but it's so much so that, like, anytime I see a little thing that nobody else would have noticed, I'm like, that's wrong. I need to fix that. But it was already posted everywhere. I'm like, damn it, you know? It's like, I swear, I look at it a million times like, this is great. And then I post it. And then I look at it and go, oh, there's a flaw right there. So I'm
the same way.
Yeah.
I am the same way, because I make these graphics.
Yeah.
And I wish I put in the Manic of the Midwest. I wish I knew that, because I would have thrown that right there.
That's all good.
But, yeah, it's still a beautiful, I love those graphics. When I started it, I was like, they have to look fun. They gotta pop out. I gotta put a little me on there, gotta put a little bit of the guess.
Yeah.
And it looks chef's kiss.
And these days, with people resorting to using AI to make posters and such.
Oh yeah.
It's getting to the point where, like, any sign of like some creativity when going into these flyers is gonna look infinitely better.
Oh yeah. That's why I do graphic work. Hit me up.
Yes.
I'm always available. I am now on We Love Wrestling SSW. Good old mid-depth when they were running. I've done some cool stuff. But I also got this question for you, Maurice. If you could book your dream concert lineup, 3 to 4 bands or artists, you got access to anybody, what would the lineup be?
It would be Soundgarden.
Whoa, I love this already.
Soundgarden would be the headliner. Soundgarden, Mad Season, and Soundgarden, Mad Season. What would be the third one? Oh, what would be a third one? I'm going to say it, and then I'm going to be like, nah, I wish I said something else. Primus, probably. Yeah, we'll go with Primus. Yeah. Primus, Mad Season, and Soundgarden. I think Primus would be a fun opener for, like, those two.
Like I love it.
Like, I went to a Motionless in White concert where Twisted was one of the openers. So it's like, you can have that kooky out of the box opener. I think Primus fits that bill.
That, I've seen Motionless with Beartooth. I would never think in a million years Motionless in White with Twisted. What the fuck?
Twisted was one of the openers. It was at the Belvedere Apollo, and not many juggalos in the crowd, so like they didn't get.
Yeah.
they didn't get much of a reaction. There were these two juggalos though that started a mosh pit, and it was just those two, and everyone kind of looked at them like, "What the hell?" And even the singer goes, "That is the saddest fucking mosh pit I've ever seen in my life." So even the band knew, like, all right, let's just get through this.
Boy. That's fucking insane.
That was only at concerts can you experience such things.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yes.
And we're down to 3 questions, Maurice. I gotta know, what's your favorite movie of all time?
Favorite movie. Revenge of the Sith, Star Wars.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Big Star Wars fan?
Oh yes, absolutely.
I love it. I showed it yesterday on the Bocce stream. Same place I got the Macho King pillow. I bought a Jar Jar Binks. I believe it's like a KFC Long John Silver's Taco Bell collector's cup.
That's crazy.
I saw it. I looked at the person selling it. I was like, you are about to make my day. How much? And I pointed directly at Jar Jar. And they were like, for Jar Jar? And I was like, oh yeah, y'all know why I'm here. I looked like this. I was holding the Macho King pillow in one arm. I was in the mood for some purchasing at these goddamn comic conventions. They're fun.
Oh my gosh, for sure.
You will see some stuff and be like, I need that. And I saw the Jar Jar cup. It is on display. I am never gonna use it. It is just it's there for the decor.
Absolutely.
Because Jar Jar Binks is the goddamn man around here.
Absolutely.
But second to last question, Maurice, I gotta know, what is your favorite kind of sandwich?
Vito and cheese from Jimmy John's.
Hell yeah. And of course, we're down to the last question, the final question, the best question. You can't have a sandwich without some of this. Maurice, the deathmatch community has to know, what is your favorite kind of soup?
I actually don't like soup.
All right, listen. We got the backup question then, my friend. What is your favorite kind of cereal?
It's like protein cinnamon toast crunch. Something Valley. You can. It's like $6 for a bag of it. It's pretty much like, instead of chips, I eat this. So it's replaced chips.
I like that.
Because I eat cereal dry. I'm weird. So I might as well just eat it right out of the bag like chips.
Yeah, hell yeah. And hey, listen, the bag cereal is actually the best deal, honestly. I was talking about this yesterday with somebody else. Like, bag cereal is the unsung hero of breakfast. Because everyone hates on it, but it's like you get so much out of it for the price you pay.
Right.
And then you look at the prices for a box and you're like, good God. Well, Maurice, before I keep going on a cereal rant, this is the part we talk the soups. I put you on the spotlight. Plug your social medias. Where can a booker find you? Any upcoming bookings, all that good stuff.
All right. And is this live or is this airing later?
No, this is not live. This is recorded.
Perfect. So for the month of February, it's got Fab Wrestling on February 1st, Social X February 21st, Galley Lucha February 22nd, and ICW Milwaukee February 27th. For more information, go to my social medias on where all these shows will be. Maurice_Wrestle on Twitter and Instagram. Maurice-Pro Wrestler on Facebook. And you can get some shirts, some swag off my Brainbuster Tee store. And if you'd like to book me for your future events, it is bookgregmurray@gmail.com.
Well, hell yeah! Maurice, anything you want to tell the fans before we sign off?
Live your dreams. You never know what could happen, because I'm living proof of one day being like, let's see if it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Well, it's been 5 years now. So I'd say it's working.
Well, hell yeah! And as we always do it for the Manic of the Midwest, Maurice, I'm Dewey the Hot Dog. Deathmatch United, Soups, death matches, and all good things in between. And I'll catch you on the next one.